Today, just going to reflect a few thoughts on healers and healing. And yeah, I was just reading a post on Facebook about self-proclaimed gurus and those who hold, I don't know, plant medicine ceremonies or do a course off a website and then declare themselves an expert in cacao ceremonies or psychic surgery or what other things have I seen out there? Plant medicine or other psychedelic healing medicines. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against psychedelics at all. I actually think they have a place in the healing process that's really, really powerful. But what I see time and time again in healing spaces, in spiritual communities, is more and more people doing like a 2-hour workshop in something and then going out and declaring themselves a healer or an expert in a field when they're not actually integrating the healing for themselves. Because for me, part of what I bring to the table as a holistic mentor is my own journey through healing. The processes that I have done, everything that I share, has been me healing my own past, my own stories, my own self-worth issues, my own self-esteem issues, my own, oh my God, God hates me because I've left a religion, my own painful realizations that I held myself back from what was truly who I am because of the stories from my past. And I was like reading this post about like asking this question of like how many people have left you as a specifically really talking about people who self-identify as spiritual gurus. Maybe they don't use those exact terms, but that's kind of what they're doing. And I was reading this post and the writer was expressing like how many of the people you've had come to your circles, be in your containers or whatever else they call it or use as a term, have left healed. I use that term loosely because healing can be a bit of an ongoing process. But basically asking like how many people have left these containers and are actually in a worse place or are not held and supported afterwards. And for me, one of my experiences with support that I received was actually feeling abandoned after I'd gone through the healing process. And that no disrespect to the coach that I went through it with, she did an amazing job in supporting her clients with what she was doing. But it did always feel like when you weren't paying her, she kind of dropped you. And for me, as a intuitive, a holistic practitioner, I'm not there for my clients all the time, whether or not they pay me. That would be kind of overwhelming. But if I've held space in a container for somebody for a couple of months, 6 months, a year even, I will actually check in with them. Or they know that they can check in with me and say, hi, I think I'm processing something. is there something you can offer to help? Because it's also really important that clients don't come back thinking that they can get like free help, but also that they know that if there's more ongoing issues, they can reach out and not initially be like, oh yeah, well, you can book a session. Because sometimes it's as simple as going, oh right, here you go, here's this free piece of support that I have, or here's something that I can create that will be free, that will be open and accessible to everybody, or reminding them of the processes that they've done in the past that they can use to support themselves. Because I'm all for self-responsibility. I'm all for encouraging my clients to be self-responsible. When you go through a healing process, like my own healing process, I have gone through myself. I'm self-responsible. I do my own things. I support myself through my own processes. I check in with myself when I'm falling into old habits. I check in with myself. Why am I doing this? Why am I reacting this way? Why do I feel like I'm like falling into the deep dark pit again? What do I need to call attention to myself? I do that for myself. So what I do with my clients when they message me and go, hey, I think I'm integrating something, or I think there's this new thing coming up, be like, here's the processes that we use and here's what we can continue to use. And you know, one of the main things I would say to people is, if you want to receive continuing support, then receive Reiki activations and attunements, and then you know the processes for yourself. And I would actively encourage that as a self-healing tool first and foremost. And here is EFT. Here is how you can do some tapping, learning how to do that for yourself so that you don't need somebody else to support you through it. But then you can do the tapping and go, hey, this came up for me. Do you think it would help me to have a session, book a session, or do you have something that would help that? Or can you direct me to somewhere that can help that? Because it doesn't all have to be on me either. Like, I know other EFT practitioners, facilitators, or YouTube creators. I know other energy healers, practitioners of different modalities within the holistic fields, that I'd be like, oh, you know, it might actually be a good idea if you see this like nutritionist, or it might be a good idea if you see this breathwork practitioner, or it might be a really good idea if you see this homeopath. That's actually integrating the healing of ourselves and our expertise. Because sometimes some of these self-proclaimed gurus are actually money, money, money. And not that there's anything wrong with receiving an income for what you do. Holy cow, that is really, really, really important. But it's when it becomes a sticking point where they think that they have to be the ongoing guru, people all the time, and can't say, you know, I can't do this. I can't do this thing for you because this is not my field of expertise. This is not my genre of help and support that I offer. So yeah, integrative healing is really important for me as a healer to be doing for myself, so that I can then support my clients. And what results do my clients have? Because that was the other question that this writer was asking. How many of your clients have like actually made a difference in their lives? And it's like, actually, a lot. My clients come to me, they have left their corporate jobs and gone off to live their life dreams. They have really seen a difference and a benefit in their physical health conditions. They have given up alcohol, smoking, recreational drugs. They have found a way through eating disorders and other mental health situations, body dysphorias and stuff like that, processing those and accepting who they really are inside. And for me, as a healer, that's the best thing I could ask for. Is it an ongoing journey? Hell yeah. It certainly is an ongoing journey. There are always steps to process, and you may have to find somebody else to support you through the next process, the next step of healing. But if more people are going away from containers a bit lost and confused, then that doesn't reflect well on the energy, the practices, and that's a shame, because energy healing, life source energy, shamanic practices, learning to tune into your intuition, spirit, that is all that there is to guide you through into moving into the best life that you can live. So they're my little thoughts for today. Let me know what you think.